I'm happy. It was short and sweet. Like I think I said it in the octagon. I say some, you know me, I say stupid things, but I wish it would have lasted longer. But I'm not here. Like it was Anthony Pettis. I remember I was young, not even in the UFC, and he said you don't get paid for overtime. That's when he guillotined Gilbert Melendez in the second round, a long time ago. But I was just kid watching it at La Cage au Sport in Montreal and like hoping to be there one day. Not there yet, but I'm coming.
Were you at that event, that UFC 181, when Lawler and Hendricks were on that too?
Yes, they had the cartoon poster. I don't know if you recall that. That was beautiful. Yeah, I was a kid watching that. And yeah, like I think still in my UFC description online, Anthony Pettis is one of my hero and still is to this day.
For sure, man. And that was the one and only, because DC Comics did that cover.
Uh-huh. Yeah, one of a kind. It was very cool.
Absolutely. You know, every fighter's looked up to somebody, and your movement, footwork, and your calmness definitely. I mean, it was Charles tonight, but it definitely had that Pettis type of vibe of like when you dropped down, you welcomed it almost. I squinted and I was like, this is almost like when Verdum submitted Cain Velasquez. Like you were like, I got.
Accept. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. I like the first entry. I have to rewatch it. It happened very fast, but I thought I had the proper guillotine the first time. He jumped over. He tried to apply the Von Flue, and this is why I like the one-arm guillotine. The one-arm guillotine, I'm still able to push your head down, and it's something that Charles Oliveira do a lot as well. You see when he has a guillotine, he's not pulling on your head. He's not trying to rip your head off. He's trying to pull your head down, because the more my head goes down, the less air goes through, and the more I can apply pressure on the two veins that create blood circulation towards the brain. So it was a tricky thing, and I was actually very surprised he re-entered. I thought it was a very big mistake on his part, because I was threatening him with the guillotine, and he re-entered 30 seconds after. I was like, wow, this is not a good idea. And I knew it was off when I got this neck the second time.
And thank you for describing that technique. That's amazing that you're already choking a person before you even started choking him.
Yes.
Why would you, I mean, if you were just on point and just saw everything, why did you want it to go longer? What did you want to show us tonight? Or?
I've been preparing, for 3 months. You bleed. Like the training are so hard. Like you guys, people know they watch when they do countdowns, or back then they were doing the prime times. So when people know, they know how hard we train, and knowing that I just got a victory in 2 minutes, it's cool. I'm very happy about it. But I like to bleed. But I will go. I'll bleed in Toronto.
There you go. And so, with this momentum, with this big win,
yes.
Do we see you 2023 still an option, or not till 2023?
No. I done my road for this year. My mom always told me, like, you're born on the day 27, so 27 is your lucky year. I'm finishing it 2-0, and because my birthday is in November, and I'm gonna be waiting for January. I think it's about time I fight in Canada. Like I said, I'm the youngest Canadian right now with the most fight. I think I have one more on Barrio, but Barrio's fighting Michel Pereira soon, so I'm very excited about that. But Barrio's my blood brother, and I can wait to see him fight. And if he's good, maybe the two of us are going to be in Toronto.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yes, sir.
Let me just point out one of the coolest things I've seen in a while. I wish that was at an arena when you gave that kid the shirt.
Yes.
That was so cool. Is that someone you knew, or just in the moment?
I recall this young gentleman. He was there in Anaheim when I was supposed to fight Topuria on late notice. And I saw him, and he had he was very emotional when he saw me, because it was after the Sparta kick, so I had like this big hype. And I gave him my glove when I fought the pit bull from Argentina, Marcelo Rojo. And I think he put on Twitter that he was sleeping with the gloves because he liked it so much. And I saw this kid, I was like, oh, I'll give him the shirt. Like for me, it's possession. For them, it's like this is something bigger for them. So I'm very happy to share it with this young man.
That was amazing. Thank you for that. Like that's a fan for life you just made, or maybe you just christened the next fighter one day.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well done. Congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you very much.
You mentioned that you wanted to fight Cub.
Yes.
Is Cub the goal, or is Toronto the goal? Like, if you had to pick one or the other, which would you pick?
If it's Apex, I would go for Cub. I love the Apex. I told you guys this week I love the violence aspect, and what time is it? It's like 6? We're already done. Like last time I was fighting on pay-per-view with Kron, like waking up at 6, anxious, and you fight at 10:30. It was awful. I despised it. So no, I mean Cub. I wouldn't be asking for him if he was like going down, but he just fought Akeem in a very nice fight, and Akeem's a very capable man, one of my fellow Canadian, and yes, it was for some people controversial, but Cub looked fantastic in there, and it's a big name. It's a fun fight for me, fun fight for the fans. You know, they can use the fact that I've been calling him out since I was 23-year-old. And yeah, to build up something if he wants to. I just had another interaction a couple days ago with him. I went and shake his hand. You guys know me, I'm a very nice guy. And he's like sizing me all the time. I'm like, dude, fuck you, man. Like, I'm not a mean guy. I'm saying, hey, congratulations on your last victory. He's like, yeah, thank you. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll punch you, motherfucker.
Have you seen him yet today? I know he's here.
I saw him when he was with the 35er that lost, the guy with the long hair. It was a nice fight. This is one thing, when people say, why are you not dropping to 130? You see how fucking fast these guys are? Looks awful, man. I'll stick to 145. I'll never cut down to 35. These guys throw backflips and jump and overhands and takedowns. I'm like, no, it's too intense for me.
Thank you.
Yes.
Just one, and I'm sorry, I got distracted by the karate hotties bleeding earlier. I'm not sure when he was talking about the guillotine choke.
Yeah.
The commentary kept bringing up about how there was the potential for the Von Flue choke in his defense of that. Was there any threat of that? Because you really held on to that guillotine. And,
Yeah.
And I don't know if there was anything, if you corrected for it, because I think they were commenting how well you stuck with it. They thought at some point you would give up, trying to do it. But was that ever a present danger, and how much of a danger is that move when somebody does decide to stick with the guillotine?
So when I attack the guillotine, there's of course the threat of the Von Flue. Unfortunately, Von Flue, the more you apply pressure is by twisting and applying pressure with your shoulder. The more you do that, the more I can bring your head down. Okay, maybe I'm not choking you, but I'm preventing blood to go to your head. If I'm preventing blood going to your head, you become dizzy a little bit. And I was hearing like, and I was like, oh, you don't like that. So I think him making the bad decision of re-entering was because he had so much blood like constructed in there. Because the more you get blood on your head, like you see Michael Chandler can go from winning a fight to like doing something that he can cost him the victory. So yeah, the more you prevent blood circulation, the less the thoughts of the opponent are going.
And is that a move you'd like to hit in training, or is that one of your go-to
Oh,
moves?
absolutely. I'm a guillotine guy. I got all those black belt at the gym, and they're like, oh, fuck, if I give my neck to Charles, he's going to twist it. We got ADCC fighters, Brianna St. Mary. We have so many great jiu-jitsu players at our gym. And, they hate my guillotine. I love it, me.
That's awesome. Congrats on the victory.
Thank you very much, guys. It was a pleasure.